Hello there, my friend. I'm Dr. James. I've been blessed and sometimes heartbroken to spend my life caring for seniors, listening to their stories, holding their hands during difficult times, and sometimes having to say goodbye. And tonight, I want to speak with you not as a doctor in a white coat, but as a friend who cares. A friend who wants you to stay a little longer. A friend who doesn't want your story to be cut short by things we could have done something about. You see, after the age of 75, life changes. The world gets quieter, the phone rings less, the house feels a little bigger, and the nights, they feel a little longer. And while we may look strong on the outside, inside, there are these 5 silent thieves, 5 shadows that quietly steal away our time, our strength, and eventually, our lives. I want to tell you about them, not to scare you, but because I believe with all my heart that you deserve to know, and that maybe, just maybe, together we can push those shadows back. The first thief is heart disease. I've seen it take down the strongest of men, the most caring of mothers. It doesn't come with a warning. One moment they're laughing at a grandchild's joke, and the next they're clutching their chest, the color draining from their face. The heart, oh, it's powerful, and yet so fragile. After 75, it gets tired. The arteries stiffen, the blood struggles to flow, the pressure rises silently, and then one day, it's too much. A heart attack, heart failure, the end of a chapter that still had pages left to write. But here's the thing. I've seen people who walked a little each morning, who watched their salt, who took their medications faithfully. And you know what? They stayed. They stayed for the birthdays, the weddings, the little moments that make life worth living. And I want that for you. The second thief is cancer. Cancer is like a storm that brews quietly on the horizon. You don't see it at first. A small lump, a nagging cough, a bit of blood where it shouldn't be. And by the time you do notice, sometimes it's too late. I've had to look into the eyes of patients, of friends, and say words I wish I didn't have to say. It's cancer. And every time I feel like I'm stealing a bit of their hope. But here's the truth. If we catch it early, if we stay alert, if we get those screenings, if we speak up when something feels off, we can fight it. We can win. We can give ourselves a fighting chance. The third thief is stroke. Imagine this. You're sitting in your favorite chair, maybe reading a book, maybe watching the garden, and suddenly your arm won't move. Your words come out slurred. The world tilts. I've seen it happen. I've seen men and women trapped inside their own bodies, unable to say the words they're screaming in their minds. A stroke can steal everything in an instant. Your speech, your movement, your independence. And the cruelest part? It often comes because of things we could have managed. High blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, diabetes not under control. But we can fight back. We can check our pressure. We can take our pills. We can stay active. We can protect our future.
Before we go further, my friend, let me ask for a small favor. If this talk has touched your heart, if you believe these words could help you or someone you love, please take a moment right now to like this video, to subscribe to our channel, and to leave a comment below. Your support helps us reach more people and keeps this mission alive. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. The next shadow is chronic lower respiratory disease. The breath of life stolen, one shallow gasp at a time. I cannot tell you how many times I've sat at the bedside of someone struggling to breathe, eyes wide with fear, hands grasping mine as if I could somehow give them the air they crave. COPD, emphysema, chronic bronchitis. They come mostly from years of smoking, from air polluted by time and choices. And they come to remind us of every cigarette, every puff. But here's what I want to say. It's never too late to stop. Even now, even after 75, quitting smoking can slow the damage, can give you back some of that precious breath. And for those who never smoked, stay vigilant. Protect your lungs like the treasures they are. And the last thief is Alzheimer's and other dementias. Oh, how cruel this one is, because it doesn't just steal your body, it steals your memories, your stories, yourself. I've seen it in the eyes of husbands who no longer recognize their wives, in the trembling hands of women who forget where they are. I've watched families break under the weight of watching someone they love fade piece by piece. But even here, there is hope. We can stay mentally active. We can engage with the world with puzzles, books, conversations. We can manage our blood pressure, our sugar, our cholesterol. Because the health of our heart is tied to the health of our brain. And while we may not stop dementia entirely, we can slow it down. We can hold on to ourselves a little longer. These 5 thieves, heart disease, cancer, stroke, lung disease, dementia, they account for nearly every death after 75. But they don't have to write our ending. There is so much we can do. Small steps, daily choices, and most importantly, we can do it together. No one should face this journey alone. And you're not alone. I am here. We are here. A community, a family, looking out for one another.
So here we are, my friend. We've named the shadows. We've looked them in the eye. And now, let's talk about the light. Every single day, you have the power to push these thieves back. And no, I don't mean grand gestures or impossible routines. I mean little things. A walk around the block, a handful of nuts instead of chips, a checkup that's been long overdue, taking the medicine your doctor gave you, not just when you feel sick, but every single day as prescribed. Calling a friend, reading a book, learning something new. These are the bricks that build a fortress against the shadows. I've had patients who, at 80, decided to change, who took up dancing, who quit smoking, who started eating better. And you know what? They lived. They lived well. They saw great-grandchildren born. They traveled. They laughed. They thrived. And I want that for you. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, let me remind you, you don't have to do it all at once. One step, one choice, one breath. That's how we build a future. And if you ever falter, if you ever feel tired or unsure, remember that you have friends here. You have me. You have all of us who care. So tonight, as you finish this video, I ask you, take a deep breath. Think of the people you love. Think of the moments you still want to have, and make a promise to yourself and to them that you'll take that first step. The journey begins today. And if you ever need a reminder, come back here. Listen to these words. Let them lift you. Let them guide you. And together, let's make sure your story is a long, beautiful one.